Hello, hello, hello. This is episode 65 of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with two guests, way better than one. If y'all like to state y'all names, y'all free to.
Avianna Hopkins.
And?
Bryce Marcelin.
Yeah, still don't know how to spell his last name in my head, but it's all right. That's smart. I'm thinking like Marceline.
Marcelin.
Thank you for that, sir. I'm still thinking like Marceline from Adventure Time. I'm like, what?
That's cool.
Okay, that's cool. This ain't nothing wrong with it and stuff of that nature. How's everything going between y'all today? Everything's cool?
Pretty good.
We just worked out. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's great, because it's like I'm really trying to get into working out. Like, it's really like my Planet Fitness subscription has been going on since like earlier this year, and they take $20 out every month. Right. And I've not shown up there this whole year. It's like, oh dang, what's up with my bank account? It's like, what, $20? Oh, Planet Fitness. Oh damn. Yeah. And it's like walking distance from my house, but I'm trying to find like the right time, and I'm thinking like, you know,
I'm about to say the right time as soon as you start.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to figure out, like, trying to make, like, a schedule. I'm thinking, like, I was trying to do, like, Mondays, like, I'll be focused on my arms, and then Wednesdays, like, my core, and then, like, Fridays will be, like, my legs. But then it's just, like, then Monday come, and then there's something that comes up on Monday. I'm like, maybe I should just do it on Tuesday, and then something comes up on Tuesday, and then it's just like, you know.
It's easy to just, let it just not happen, because sometimes you just push it off because you don't find importance in it.
Yeah, so if you prioritize it, then you're gonna go and you're gonna make great progress in the gym for sure.
Yeah, you just have to have a plan and goals.
Yeah.
That's nice and everything, because I lost, like, I dropped like a whole lot of weight, I recall, like, because like last year I think I went on a fast. I was trying to do like something spiritual, like a Daniel fast and everything like that, and I ate nothing but like fruits, vegetables, and drank nothing but water for like, I tried to hit it for like 21 days, but I kept messing it up. It'd be over like stupid stuff, like I'll go to like to the doctor and be like, oh wow, that's a caramel. I'll get like one caramel. I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to eat this. Oh, now I gotta start over. It'd be like 18 days in, it's like, oh, now I gotta start over. And so it's just, no, it really helped a lot. It really, really helped a lot and everything. I'm thinking about going back on it for sure. I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best time for sure, because, you know, you can't just start out of nowhere.
Not when it's hot right now.
Yeah.
You might pass out outside.
I think I can pull it off.
Yeah.
Just drink a lot of water. I mean,
water
put a lot of stuff in your system. You should be okay.
Yeah. My whole diet was pretty much composed of like chickpeas, quinoa, and lentils, I think. I went to this place called Wayfair and everything, and I was just trying to get it to help. Because while I was doing that, I was trying to record for my first mixtape too, so I thought it was like two things I was trying to discipline myself with, like writing songs on one hand and also like dieting on another hand and stuff of that nature. So it's like when it comes to like y'all diet and stuff, like how do y'all like measure y'all diet? It's really, you know, like what do y'all be doing?
I was actually gonna say you had probably the hardest part down, because you eat real healthy if that's what you were eating. If you could keep doing that and then work out, you'd get right real quick, because I'm like good with going to the gym, but I get pretty bad with the food selection.
Diet is like 80%. You really have to, if you eat healthy, you have to do a lot more portion control than anything, and try to cut out like alcohol, sweets, like your juices and your sodas, and just drink water, because you will see a huge difference if you just do water instead of soda. And your skin and your overall health, I think that would be beneficial for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for real, man. It's like I remember like how I felt like afterwards and everything. It was just like it was kind of like a relief, but it was still like, you know, I kind of like eating this stuff and everything. I kind of want to eat this a little bit more, but then it was just like it was still like a chore, because I decided to like go out of my way and go to like a certain side of town and everything. It's like Wayfair, I think, on University area. Yeah, it's just like Mediterranean food and stuff. So
it's really good. It's up there by that Dollar Tree.
It was like a Family Dollar, and it was like I think Planet Fitness is not too long from there. I'm not sure. It was like a Monkey Joe's.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was a University area. I remember. I think there's like an ice cream shop like right next to it, and then a Little Caesars. I think.
Oh yeah.
Now it's kind of coming. Yeah. It's just I don't even know how I started going there. I'm not even gonna lie. I just looked up like healthy food or something like that, and it just
and it was boom right
some
there.
Good stuff.
Really good stuff and everything.
Mezza's Mediterranean.
Mezza's really good.
Really good.
Yeah, that's really good. So that's where I got all my chickpeas and stuff like that. I wouldn't even ask for any like meats or nothing. I'm like just straight lentils, quinoa, all this, and because it tastes so good after a while. At first it was like oh, and then like my body started using it like wow, I need some more of this, and then just drinking water.
Protein, it gets you right.
And the cool thing is it was like no guilt after eating it. Exactly. Like that's the best part. It was just like you can't feel bad about eating something you're supposed to eat.
Right.
You eat a whole piece. It was just like why did I do that to myself? It's just like. Start eating healthy food, your organs gonna be like, oh my God, yes, wow.
You really start feeling different.
Yeah, for real. So when it comes to like y'all like workout routines and stuff of that nature, like do you just save like one day for like one part of the body, like upper body, core, and legs, like how I'm trying to do it, or do you just do whatever?
Typically I would do like maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hour session just straight one part of the body, like core and up, and then or core down, like leg day. But recently I've been trying to kind of up the intensity, so I just really do full body every day. So, and try and do a lot more cardio because I'm trying to like cut down the fat.
Oh, that's cool. Cardio ain't bad.
I've been having a hard time with exercising because I did track at Queens for 4 years. I was a thrower. I did shot put, discus, javelin, hammer, and the weight throw, so all of the events pretty much. There, you're pretty structured. You're at, your lifts and your practice take 4 to 6 hours out of your day. Then I graduated during the pandemic and went straight to grad school. So I'm still kind of adjusting to working out. I find it best not to plan, because if I do plan, then I don't do what I was planning. So I just go to the gym and I try to do something. More than likely it's heavy lifting, which I'm trying not to do. So like today, for example, we went to the gym and I was like, oh, let's do some power cleans, push press, and deadlift. But I did it kind of like in a circuit instead of doing it like heavy lifting, like 4 sets of 6 or something. So we did 4 sets of 10 and like did our abs and cardio afterwards. So I find that helps me out a lot.
It's cool. At least you got like a science broken down to it. I just be like, sometimes like my main thing I used to do was just run like down the street and back, and like my road is like, and it would be like I think it'll be like a mile, 1.7 mile all the way down, and then 1.7 miles back. So it'd be like close to, and I wouldn't be running like the whole way. Like I'm not trying to kill myself. It's just like I just feel like just running for a little bit. It'd be like little points, like like where the lights at, the lights, light poles, that'll be my check marks basically, like that. I'll just kind of sprint real quick, and I'll walk for a little bit, then run again, then walk for a little bit, then run again, and walk. Because it was like that's like my stress reliever. I'd be like listening to music and everything and I just like trying to visualize being like all my goals done for the week, or just in general, just like it just takes you a different place. So it was just a good way to kind of burn off energy and stuff of that nature, which I can't wait to really start doing it again. I can't really do it now because it's hot as hell now. And I don't wanna...
you might pass out outside. It's hot as fuck. Like it's rough.
Well, I call it a runner's high because I like to run too. I haven't done it in a couple of days, but I do like to run. I like to tell my sister I get a runner's high because after like the first mile I run for the week, I might be tired, but once I get like the third run in for a week, I don't really get tired. And I call it a runner's high, and I feel good because I'm thinking about everything positive. It's just a great feeling. So when you said that you do that and you have pick checkpoints and you take your breaks when you're tired, whatever, you probably feel that same way. So keep that up. Like running alone is a full body workout. Like if you just did that every day, you would reach your goals, literally.
Sure.
But in my case, it was mostly like stress relief. It wasn't even about like doing the body thing. It was like trying to do something and everything. So you don't want to lay up in the house like all day. And it's like, it's just stuff like that. It's just like, I feel like I'm in my 20s now, and it's just like, you don't want to be like just lazy all day. Like I just feel like it's kind of weird. Like people just literally don't do anything like at all. Like, I just... Yeah, and it's like, do what you got to do and everything. It's just like, it's just the same thing when it comes to even playing video games. Like, I don't know if you're a gamer type person. I used to be such a gamer to the degree I just like playing the video game, but now it's just like, after like 10 minutes in, I'm like, damn, where's my birth certificate? It's just like, life just happens to just like, your life becomes a video game in a sense. And I just feel like the more things you get accomplished in the day, like, that's like, you feel like amazing. So it's just like, it's just stuff like that. It's like, is that kind of like how, kind of touching on the nose, how y'all like approach life when it comes to like, exercising and stuff of that nature?
Oh yeah.
I exercise to stay sane.
Oh, okay.
Basically, to keep my mental health in check. Yeah.
That's not bad. Like, really, like, I can relate to that, too. Back on that whole, like, stress reliever type things. Like, your mind just be all over the place. Like, But then when you're running and everything, and, like, I'll put on a song that I really like that, like, makes me, maybe something that's uplifting, or maybe something that just, like, brings my heart rate up, or just something like that. It's just, like, all that stress kind of lowers a bit, and you can actually kind of, like, go through the week, a little bit more, with a better mindset. compared to if you just did it and you're just sitting down, like all this stuff just weighs on you, like, oh, what did that happen for? And it's just like the more you realize, the more you start doing things, the more you realize how insignificant those times are and stuff of that nature. So it's like it's nice that you bring up mental health, because I know you're like you're working to be a social worker, correct?
Yeah, I am getting my master's in social work at Winthrop. So right now, I just finished my first year. We did like a lot of different classes that kind of was just like my background in psychology and sociology. So at Queens, I studied psychology, sociology, and public health. And basically, you learn about the mind, society, different trends in the world within like society. So epidemiological trends within public health. So I did a lot of that before I went to Winthrop, and I'm basically learning how to intervene with different clients, whether it's like micro, which is individual, meso, which is community, or macro. I'm mostly interested in, I would say probably macro, because I want to be like a trauma specialist. So at Winthrop, my second semester, you do an internship, and I intern with the Domestic Violence Healthcare Project at Atrium, and basically we're there to support any man or woman that comes in that experience intimate partner violence. So that could be physical, emotional, sexual, financial, and basically we're there to kind of listen, file a report, or a narrative is what we call it, then give different resources for basically empowerment. So helping with coping with the situation that you're in, providing resources, and making sure that the victims, or survivors in this case, will know that they do have support, whether they're going through it right now, if it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, they have support to go to the hospital. There's lots of places around Charlotte, like Safe Alliance. For children, it would be something like Pat's Place, but just making sure that everyone has resources, giving them to them, making sure that they know that they are not alone. And so that's what I did my first year. The next year I'll be interning with the VA in Salisbury, which is like a really good internship. Basically, I picked a lot of different things that I could do. So it could be dialysis, it could be internal medicine, acute care, what else was there? Cardiac. There's stuff for working with homeless individuals. Then there's some military sexual trauma, which is probably what I'll do, because that was basically what I researched for undergrad and grad school. But I think social work is great. If anyone ever wants to learn more about something, you should just go to school for social work, because it's more than just what people say, CPS, taking people's kids. It's being there to advocate for people, to empower others, whether that's on the micro, meso, or macro level. They're in hospitals, they're in shelters, they're in policy. There should actually be a lot more in policy, but social workers are really everywhere, and I think they do a pretty good job working. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So you're like Wonder Woman, but like for helping people.
No, I am. And I also, I'll just tell you what I do. So, I also intern with the Catawba Area Coalition for the Homeless. Basically there, I'm like the social media intern, and I work a lot with their Facebook and Instagram, making posts about individuals experiencing homelessness, because we kind of want to reframe how we look at anyone that's experiencing homelessness. So instead of saying like a homeless person, we say an individual experiencing homelessness, or this person is living without a home, instead of saying homeless person. It's just the way that we frame it. So throughout years, we can kind of destigmatize that we look at that. And then I also have a small business where I make candles. A lot of my scents are centered around mental health, just because I'm like a huge mental health advocate. But some of my favorites are like cinnamon vanilla, I have vanilla, citronella, summertime, sweet summer. Sweet summer, and just like a whole lot of different things. So you can definitely check that out. It's trulybyjonna.com. Have candles and wax melts, and I also take like custom orders if anyone wants to do that. And then what else do I do? I think that's it for right now. But cool. I'm always busy.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Did you ever get my request for like a mango mint? I think I dropped something about a mango mint.
I have
just the idea of it. I
have mango and I have peppermint, so I think I low-key might be able to make that
That'd be pretty fun.
A scent, because I just did like strawberry guava, which is wonderful. If anyone wants to try it, it's great. And then the sweet summer, which is more like a is that the peppermint lavender? I believe so. And then there's Midnight Courage, which is like a peppermint with sandalwood. So those are really nice. But I always take suggestions, and I'll definitely try to make that one happen this summer.
That is cool. Yeah, that's dang cool. That's a lot of stuff that you do. And I'd be thinking I'm doing some things with this podcast. Like, dude, you're making candles and you're advocating and you're doing all the social work type stuff. And it's just like, dang.
I'm so busy.
You just set my game up, man. We need to get busier. But what about you, sir? What are some things that you do, like, professionally and stuff? Like, this is your car, right? The Kia.
This is actually her car.
Yeah, this is my car. I let him drive it.
Okay, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But, like, yeah, it's like, what type of stuff you're on besides, working out and stuff of that nature? You got the shades on in the car. So I'm assuming, like, what, you a Terminator?
Yeah. I just the like. But, so I actually just started a new job. I work, over at the Sportsplex. Okay. And I kind of just do like facility management, just managing the reservations and the events and the tournaments that go on. And then just making sure that all the events run smoothly and taking care of the facilities. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Sportsplex, but it's huge.
In Matthews.
Yeah, in Matthews. It's huge. So like it's a lot of stuff that go into it. So it's pretty cool. I get to like drive a little truck and tell people what to do sometimes.
Well, it's nice. It's cool. I don't think Sarah Connors to see you coming, so keep that up this time.
But I also coach. I used to coach football on the JUCO level. I'm looking to get back into it. Hopefully soon I'll be going to grad school. We'll see on that soon. And yeah, I'm studying to be a certified personal trainer. I'm actually probably going to take the test within the next two or 3 months. So if anyone needs to be trained, I can do that.
I do. I really do. Oh my God. I'd be looking for a trainer, but then they'd be costly. Be like, oh, it'd be like $170 for just one push-up.
It's so expensive.
I promise you, starting off, I will not be charging that much.
Please. I really want to make some changes for real. It's like, it's just, I want, next year somewhere I want to, have, abs and everything, my shirt out.
Yeah.
Be not maybe on some Usher type stuff, but it's just no music comes out, no bitches. But it's just, it's like, I'm in good shape though, so it's like, it's positive. And that's pretty much my goal. That's how I'm visualizing next year. This year was supposed to be that, but I'm like, things happen, and less things might happen next year. So it's just maybe I can do that. So it's like, while I'm in Charlotte, Yeah.
Well, I definitely can help. I'm happy that I took the class because I've recently been, last 2-3 years, been getting real motivation for the gym. But now taking that class and really learning puts the science behind it. So now I really feel like, once I put that consistency in there, I could really change my body for myself, and I'm sure I could do that for other people. So I could definitely help you out with that, and I will not be charging that much, because one thing that does piss me off is
the price.
Prices of trainers and groups, stuff like that. It's just like crazy. Like, I would not do that to nobody who is in their 20s trying to get right and still not be broke. So trust me, my goal will be better.
Yeah, the goal in our 20s is definitely not to be broke, for sure.
Exactly. We do way too much stuff to be broke right now. Like in school, you're trying to work, cost of living went up. I know at least in Mecklenburg County / North Carolina, it went up.
Food went up
14% for rent. That's wild.
Yeah,
and then food's expensive.
$1.40 now.
Oh,
yeah, he was tight the other day. We went to the gas station. He's like, I just went to go get Arizona tea. That shit don't even say 99¢ on it. It's $1.40. He's from New York. He's like, nah, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, just thinking about that makes me cry. Wow, the apocalypse is really upon us. I was happy and lucky the other day to get an Arizona that was 9 cents, above 99 cents. Okay. So it's that's okay, because taxes.
Right.
So, but damn, $1.40, I don't know.
Used to not be able to tax it because it was 99 cents.
Yeah, Dr. Strange has to come here and put us in another universe where stuff is less expensive, because none of this makes sense.
I gotta go see, what is it, Multiverse? I gotta go see that.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. It's all right. There's a lot of good cameos. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I'm not a demon.
You gotta see Top Gun too.
Oh yeah, okay. We gotta go to the movies to go see everything.
I mean, I just went for the Marvel movies, to be honest. I feel there's probably some other movies, but I don't know. It's just I just watch HBO Max and stuff. When the Batman movie came out, I just waited for it to come to HBO Max, and it's I mostly just went to watch for Zoe Kravitz because
Love her.
yeah, no, really, like I feel like I should have paid attention. It's just I never pay attention. I'm always falling asleep. It's not because it was boring.
Yeah.
It was just because I don't know. It's just this is like the 9th Batman, so it's just it's hard to like really
I'm
get
the
it.
same way.
Yeah, it's just,
like you really gotta grab me with the movie for me to stay up.
Within the first 5 minutes, like you got to.
yeah, it's just like, cause it's just I don't know, like we already know his parents died and everything, and like in front of him, and instead of just like working to like uplift like property and like education in the town and doing stuff to like fight crime on that level, he wants to dress up like a bat and punch people in the face.
I mean, yeah.
And it's just like it's cool, I guess, but then it's just like when you look at it from a third person perspective, it's like we're just sitting in the car and then it's like some dude dressed as a bat just slapping the shit out of some clown, and it's just like damn, dude, like wow, I need to move out of Gotham. This is not healthy. This is not good.
Yeah, it's actually like really similar to the real world. How like the police is funded so much, but then they don't give money to schools. They don't give money to like different community centers. So then instead, you have people in the community that have to come up with all this funding to improve education and the community centers in general, like community engagement, because everything else is being funded instead, because it's like education is not actually valued.
You know what's crazy? Since we are supposed to be talking about mental health, like Batman is such a very, very like interesting. And I'm not even trying to be funny because it's just like when you think about all the villains, all types of tragedies and traumas happen to them for them to get that way. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, Mr. Freeze, okay, he was obsessed as a kid with trying to preserve life and everything. Then you're in a situation where like your wife has some disease, you're trying to like preserve her, and now you have this problem going on with yourself too. You're trying to find a cure. That's pretty tragic. Okay, Joker. Tried to be a comedian. His pregnant wife passed away. He ended up being pushed in a vat of chemicals. Turns him completely insane and everything. I don't know whether like a lobotomy would be like, that like humane in this situation. The dude was killing mad people. Just saying.
He has like a crazy chemical imbalance in his brain. Like the dopamine, the serotonin, all that stuff is just out of whack. So he would definitely need probably lobotomy, but like medication, therapy, all that stuff. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff you would need, but you got to start somewhere.
Crazy you can figure that out in a little bit, and then the dude in the bat just beats the hell out of him. Like it's just this the guy needs? My fist. That's what he needs.
And then he has like brain bleeding, which makes it worse. TBIs are like horrible, as you can see with a lot of research that's being done now. TBI is traumatic brain injury for anyone that does not know.
That's crazy too. And then like, what about Catwoman being a kleptomaniac? What do you think would be her cure?
I don't know. I don't like cats. I don't like cats.
So you like Zoe Kravitz?
True. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even seen that movie.
No, it's okay. Like it's hard to keep up with stuff nowadays.
Yeah, there's
like,
so much.
So much. That's why they got streaming service.
No, you're right.
I used to love Catwoman for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because like Eartha Kitt like played her in the early times, and she kind of revolutionized that role, and now Zoe Kravitz is playing her. I don't know if she like revolutionized that role, but it's like I just feel like it fits her in a way and everything. So it's just like that was pretty cool. But it's like but even like when it comes to like real life things like traumas and everything, I know it's just like you're a social worker, so it's like like your main focus when working was like I know you mentioned like people who are homeless. I don't know, how do you say people who are in a homeless situation?
Individuals experiencing homelessness.
I don't want to say homeless person because I feel like, but I just feel like it rolls off the tongue because.
No,
like,
it's definitely something that everyone has to adjust to. It's just like saying, someone who's disabled, like individual experiencing, or someone living with a disability. Like you don't want to be like, oh, they have no legs. It's like someone that has a disability. So it's like reframing the way that we think because we've been talking about it like that for so long. It's gonna take time because it's definitely like an adjustment.
For real, because every time that you mention like homeless person, I can't help but think about that one South Park episode where like Cartman tries to jump the homeless, and they make like make like a song at the end to make the homeless get out of South Park. It's like California cares for the homeless.
I remember that.
It's just like it's hard to take it out because it's not funny, but it's like you can't get it out of your head, and it's just like they thought it was like The Walking Dead because like people run out of money. It was like, I need some change. Anybody got some change? Like, oh gosh, he's turning homeless, and then they like killed him. Like it was just South Park is comedic genius.
That's it's funny for sure.
In that same episode, somebody like blew up his wife because he thought she was turning homeless. So it was like.
That's horrible.
It was weird, but it was like he couldn't understand her because like her lips burned off. It was like, honey, what are you trying to say? It's like my lips burnt off. Like, wait, what are you saying? Your rib from what? And it was just like, it's so stupid, but it's just like,
it's very stupid. But
it's too funny because I be thinking about that episode. Now. I might have to watch it again just because of that. But anyway, but in regards to like other things outside of the home, like homeless situations and stuff of that nature, I know it's like when dealing with communities, you by any chance deal with a lot of like like African American communities that might deal with like being stuck I don't want to say stuck in the, like in a circle.
And the endless cycle of poverty.
Yes, endless cycle of poverty. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, so actually, like next year, I will be working with like Winthrop. We're going to be doing this empowerment practice group, like a focus group for like young African American women, or not women, youth. Probably like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. But we're going to be working with them to get them more involved within Winthrop, because a lot of the times when you're in, say, kind of like a college town, like a App or like a Winthrop, which is in Rock Hill, there's not a lot of community engagement with minorities in that area. So say an App, if there's a lot of African Americans there, you don't see them because that's not like a welcoming environment for them. So we're trying to do the same thing there at Winthrop. So it's almost like the youth feel like this is their community as well. Like this is not them living across the railroad tracks where they have to go all the way on to the other side of town to be with like college students or just be engaged within the community, because we have like nutrition, social work, psychology, all these different things. Like it's a pretty good school, but there's not a lot of community engagement. So that's definitely something that I'll be working on. And I try to do a lot of like volunteering with where do I go? Second Harvest Food Bank. Yeah, we volunteered there sometimes. And then I do like a lot of domestic violence interning, or not interning, volunteering as well, just because I know those communities need help. So it's great to be engaged with them.
And like when it comes to like domestic violence and like poverty and all types of abuse and stuff of that nature, do you feel like there's like a root to like a lot of these issues beyond just poverty? Because there could be people who could be poor and like still be very happy and not harm anybody or anything of that nature. And then there's places that just like, oh, I can't stand being poor, and like like then it's like all that frustration and stuff of that nature. Like, what is your theory in regards to like why that cycle is so
domestic
prevalent?
Violence? Domestic violence is rooted in power and control. It's just kind of like a never-ending cycle. It could start with poverty. It could start with being insecure within yourself. So say you're bullied in school or something like that. There's like a lot of different root causes, but definitely I would say domestic violence revolves around power and control. It's just kind of like a never-ending cycle. If the victim never is able to speak up for themselves, and the perpetrator will always continue to come back and do the same different kind of behaviors that they were exhibiting from the beginning to the end until, unfortunately, someone dies, which would be very sad.
That is so crazy. I know how you bring up like insecurity. I just watched like that one Tyler Perry movie, like the family reunion and stuff. It's like, the one what was that dude? Because he was in Set It Off too. Like he was the love interest in Set It Off. Damn, what was he?
I know who you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He was an old dude, and I forgot his name. But which is bad on my side, because I should be able to know things. So why would I bring people up if I don't know them? But anyway, old dude from like the Tyler Perry movie, Family Reunion, one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies. Yeah. And she was about to like toss old girl out the window and everything like that. Yeah, you remember that one? Yeah, it's just like his sense of like where do you feel like his sense of insecurity comes from? Because he was like a successful person, he had money, he can get anybody he wanted. So it's like, why would you feel like you need to hurt people or like try to keep close, have to control them in order to keep them? I know you mentioned what in this rant it'd be like about everyone I ever loved ends up leaving me and stuff of that nature. It's just like, do you feel like Tyler Perry kind of showcase or reflect the sense of like a real life sense of like domestic violence, or was it kind of cartoonish? Because he has a sense where he kind of like pushes stigmas a little bit too cartoonish.
Oh no, I definitely think like working at the hospital, I definitely think that the way he showed domestic violence is definitely something realistic that could happen. I mean, there's a whole spectrum. There could be emotional kind of violence, emotional and psychological abuse, and then you can go all the way to physical. There's just like a lot of different, I guess, red flags for domestic violence. So say there's a lot of financial abuse, that could happen. There could also be something where they never hit you, but then they're just kind of very vocal in your ear, almost in your head in a way. There's also just kind of having control over you. So say your finances, they have control of where your finances go, when things are paid, different things like that. Say everything's in your name, it's not in their name, but then they're still taking control of that. So there's a lot of different ways that domestic violence can be exhibited.
That is crazy. But if we had to flip the script for a little bit, because I know a lot of men, yeah, especially even black men, even go through sense of like domestic violence or some kind of type of abuse at the hands of like a lot of their female counterparts. Have you ever encountered like a story where maybe like a male may have a situation where they might have been locked down with a female that maybe was not like emotionally present, or just stuff of that nature, like where maybe they were the victim in exchange?
Yeah, that definitely happens. It's not as prevalent. Men are actually not as likely to seek help or to even report domestic violence. Well, women aren't either. Like, for help-seeking behaviors, I would definitely say women are more likely. I think the statistic is 85% of perpetrators are men. That's not leaving out, say, like LGBTQ. There's like a lot of stigma within that. Actually, within the LGBTQ community, there's as much, if not higher rates of domestic violence compared to women to male, like domestic violence. But then I'd say specifically with men, there's not as much reporting, just because there's like a lot of guilt and shame and stigma surrounded around that. Not even just like the mental health aspect, but saying, oh, my wife or my girlfriend is like beating me. Like sometimes people don't believe that would even occur, just because when you think about power dynamics and the way that society structures it, you'll be like, oh, there's no way, she's smaller than you, she's little, there's no way she can overpower you, do this, and this. But reality, I mean, it can happen to anyone.
Because it doesn't have to always be physical and everything. People can even like set like rumors about like people, or like make up things to try to disparage people's character. Yeah, I feel like that's a very effective and even slept on way to even hurt somebody, because like, you know, if people look at them a certain light and everything, you know, or try to like maybe in a sense maybe avoid them or whatever, like, you know, whatever the case might be, like, you know, I feel like sometimes people would kind of base a lot of who you are on based on like who's closest to you, and imagine people who are the closest to you saying all types of things about you. Like, if there was a way to fight stuff like that, like, what would be the way to fight stuff like that?
I'd honestly say to kind of end domestic violence, you should just talk about it more. Teach the youth like early. So like a lot of teen dating violence education, because the earlier you know something, the earlier you can catch the signs. So there's like a lot of research around different intervention and like prevention programs around teen dating violence. So like safe dates, for example. If you introduce that in like 7th and 8th grade, then you're less likely when you go to high school and college to experience like intimate partner violence, because I know age 18 to 24, that's typically when people experience domestic violence, whether that's physical, sexual, or emotional. It's really good just to have a lot of language around teen dating violence, what is domestic violence, what is sexual assault, different things like that, not only in middle school, but continuing in high school, college, and then all the way to the workplace. So basically just having society kind of reframe what sexual harassment, sexual assault, domestic violence looks like, because they all kind of tie together.
Wow, that is so crazy. I know, like you mentioned, like when it comes to like domestic violence, or like the abusers being like maybe bullied at a certain age, or maybe that might influence somebody's like sense of just, I don't want to say their personality, but just says how they maybe might deal with things and stuff of that nature. When it comes to like psychology of like bullying, like within children, maybe like from middle school, maybe not so much elementary school, because, you know, it's just like, what can people do at elementary? But hey, bullying's bullying. How could this like maybe affect somebody in later on in like their adult life when they're connecting like with others? You know, maybe an example wise. It doesn't even gotta be an example, but just maybe, you know, just set it in your own way. Yeah.
I would say with like bullying, that's like a lot of rejection. So then that ends up being a lot of kind of built up aggression or depression, anxiety. It can present in a lot of different ways. Over time, if those things keep occurring, you just kind of get in your head in some type of mental health issue may arise, whether that's depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, then kind of what would happen is you get tired of it, and then you kind of act out in a different way, like exhibit different behaviors that would in turn be possibly domestic violence.
And what are some ways that maybe somebody could help, like maybe cope with like that, you know, like long-term wise? Because like, you know, we live in a different generation and things change so quickly now. It's like at one point it was about like Facebook and how many friends you had. Then Instagram came and now some people have so many followers and it's like you don't even know any of these people. So like someone else's value is so very much not really so much based on the quality of the relationships, but more so on the quantity of like being known, or maybe the quantity of like maybe being in someone's bank account, or you know, just stuff like that, very surface level type things. And you know, like we all seem to like to some degree seek out some form of validation. And when all this validation is maybe like put on such a pedestal to where it's like, oh, maybe it might not matter. You're sort of like, oh, it maybe might inflict a lot of harm to like your character or whatever the situation might be. How do you feel like that might affect things going forward for future generations? You know, like I know that question was all over the place, but it was just like if you could just try to like respond as best as you can.
Okay, cool. I would probably say everyone just needs to find what works out best for them, because life is really about like trial and error. You find out what you like, what you don't like, then you just go from there and you stick to the things that you do like. It's always good to have a support system, so making sure you have friends, family. For mental health, I always recommend a therapist. It's a challenge finding like a good therapist, but when you find your therapist, I consider sticking with them. What else? That's all I can think of right now. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's dang cool and everything. You know, I know we've been speaking about a whole lot of this for like close to like 36 minutes and everything. I want to be able to get everyone to get a whole lot. It feels like you kind of like said like a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I know, it's just, I feel like you just kind of left out of, so I was like, should I ask him a question? What would be a good question to ask? It's like, I don't know, what's your favorite color, dude?
Orange.
Why you like orange?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I started liking it because no one else liked it, but I also am a Knicks fan, so they're blue and orange.
Like Mets?
Knicks.
Oh, Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now really praying for that franchise, man. It's just like, you know, like us Hornets aren't really getting a whole lot of like. We're starting to get a little bit better, but it's like we still need to build up on
you guys
the.
are better than us. You guys at least have some hype around you.
I mean, for now, I mean, it just depends on how like they manage everything going forward.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like imagine being good like 1 year and then it's just like 5 years later. It's like, oh, what happened to 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It's just like that's just kind of where like a lot of like teams and like you know in Charlotte, that's kind of how it is. Even with the Panthers, like Cam Newton had that one good year, 2015. Okay, we just try next year,
it's like
and then
fell off a cliff.
literally.
Do not talk about Cam.
I'm sorry.
No, we love the dude and everything, man. Like seriously, I love Cam, dude. He was dapping on people, and people try to catch him. He'd like make a whole touchdown.
Yeah. Actually,
Dude was giving footballs to kids he was like a superhero, but not really. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Cam.
I follow him on not Instagram, on YouTube. I watch his YouTube podcasts and stuff. They're really interesting.
And he's actually really like intelligent too and everything. That's why it's like if anybody I wish would like really like kind of step into his own, like it's Cam that I really would.
Yeah.
Cause it really sucks when what's his name from freaking Patriots. Damn.
Are you talking about Mac Jones?
No. He went from the Patriots to the Buccaneers and like made the Buccaneers a championship team.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. That's like it's just like you can't even hate on Tom Brady no more because it's like, dude, like he left the Patriots and went to the Buccaneers. Like what was the Buccaneers doing until he got on and got him a championship? Literally nothing. I'm like, dang. Please come to the Panthers.
Cam work for the Patriots.
Come to the Panthers.
They tried to put Cam on the Patriots and see if that would work. That was terrible. I don't think that was really good for Cam's career.
Yeah, dude, and it's like Cam is like that. Like in 2015, dude, I was like, it's like, dude, if we just won that Super Bowl just one time, just to build his confidence, bro, then it's just like, then we would have been set from that. Even if we didn't go to the Super Bowl the next year, we would still be like contenders for like a while. It's like 2015. I can't believe that was 7 years ago. I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt. I might have to go to counseling for that, man. I need to find a therapist. Like, you know, like is there something for like for PTSD over like a Super Bowl outcome because I had the shirt on and everything and I was ready.
That was like a adjustment disorder or something.
That's adjustment disorder?
Those are the good times, I'm not gonna lie. 2016 for me. 2015 too, though. Those are the good days.
2017 for me was nothing but PTSD. It's just like, now it's just like every time, like, because what was the song that came on, like Mascot for Future?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when that comes on the radio, so I want to like that song so much, but I just turn it off. Like, no, you're not gonna 2017 me.
I've heard that song way too many times.
2017 was so bad. Like even the Kendrick Lamar Damn album, I can't even get through it now because it's just like, I just can't. Like I love the new album though. Like the
one he just came out.
Yeah, Mr. Morale and the Big
I'll have to
Steppers.
listen to that again. I'm not gonna lie.
It's really good. Like I was listening to it when I was on the bus going to DC and everything, which is a wonderful time. But when you're traveling to listen to like your favorite albums and everything, it's just like my favorite songs on that was Savior with Baby Keem on it.
Okay.
And like those two Savior songs, and like they're both great. And like those are like the main ones I go back to, and everything. You know, it's just like.
I only listen to it once. I always gotta listen to an album twice if I really want to review it.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So it's like, so basically you're really shooting to be like a personal trainer and you're very, very much, I don't want to say fixated, but it's like your thing is mostly surrounded by like, you know, just exercise and like building the body and stuff of that nature.
Oh yeah, definitely want to do that. And I'm trying to kind of incorporate my love for like fitness and also sports. So eventually just make that combine and make it work for me. Because I realize I can't really do what I don't like. I tried jobs that have nothing to do with fitness and sports, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, I could understand that for real. And like your main thing is just mostly just like mental health and social work and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, I'd say like I want to be a trauma specialist, so I mean you can work with a lot of different populations with that, but definitely, I mean trauma is like substance abuse, it's domestic violence, it's childhood trauma, like it's all types of things. So I really think, especially throughout the years as we evolve and learn more about mental health, I think that'll be very important for people to heal and understand their trauma and learn about grief and things like that.
That is so cool. So like in regards to your occupations, because like a lot of our occupations, what we seek to be and everything is kind of aligned with like our personalities and stuff of that nature. So it's like, would you say because like you go through this route, would you say that you're mostly like an empathetic type person and stuff of that nature?
Am I empathetic?
Is she empathetic?
I'd say she's more like like when a task needs to be done or when there's time of distress, you can go to her. Like,
yeah.
She's gonna have the answer. She's not really empathetic. She's not gonna sit there and cry with you. She's gonna get the problem solved. You know?
Yeah, I'm a problem solver. I'm like a fixer. Yeah. Is what I would. Fixer, problem solver. I like to critically think. That's what I do.
And she's a good listener too. That's really good.
Yeah,
really
active listening. That's like a whole skill. Yeah. Active listening.
But that's very empathetic because first you got to actually like emphasize with somebody's issues to find like a solution to it, you know.
Yeah. I just like I look at life in lots of different ways, so I just understand things, why they happen, why they don't happen. Like I think of 5 million different scenarios for one thing, so I guess that's empathetic, yeah.
Oh, cool. And then like you're a personal trainer, and like you really pretty much align with like the more sportive and is it kinetic? Is that a term? Like kinetic? Yes, yeah. Okay. Good. Kinetic. Cause I don't. Am I making up words? Mm-hmm. Definitely not making up words. Kinetic is definitely a word. Look it up, punks. All right. So it's like so like how does that align like with your personality and like what your values are?
Well, I'd say like when I'm either playing sports or in the gym, I get more pumped up, more like I'm louder. Like if I'm playing basketball, football, I played football in high school, lacrosse. I did track and basketball, all that stuff. I'm always way more talkative, more I communicate a lot more. I'm just always in a more positive, better space when I'm around sports and fitness and just doing things that involves being active. Yeah.
That is really, really cool. And would you say, like, in regards to, like, cause I don't have to go deep in our relationship type stuff if y'all don't want to or nothing, because we ain't got to. But would you say, like, y'all kind of respect that into each other and you kind of, like, motivates or kind of drives y'all into each other? You got the empathetic side, you got the more kinetic side. Like, how does that kind of, like, balance y'all out in a sense?
Yeah, we met in school. We both did track. We were friends for a long time. And then I started going to the football games that he coached at. And then, I mean, from there, we were, like, best friends. Well, we date, but, like, we're best friends. So, yeah, I'd probably say so. Like, the mental health, the fitness, physical health, all that stuff connects us.
Yeah, I definitely think we kind of balance each other out for sure. Sometimes we could, like, bounce off each other. You know, that could be a negative thing, but I think most of the time it's a positive thing. Mm-hmm. You know, just always keeping it real, too. We don't ever sugarcoat nothing with each other. That's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes I might sound like an a-hole, but it's out of love. Yeah.
And aren't you like an Aries or something?
I am an... Yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. I just like, I be guessing it's just how people's like zodiac sign is like kind of influenced.
Wait, did you just guess it, or you just knew my birthday was?
Are you like really into that stuff?
I mean, I'm not so. I am kind of deep into it because it's like I'm an Aquarius and I'm like a.
Yeah. Analyze me then. I'm an Aries. April 13th. What is that?
That's Aries, right?
Yeah, but like, tell me about myself.
I don't know it like that deep. I'm just interested because like sometimes it might align with some people's like personalities to a certain degree.
It definitely does.
Yeah,
for sure.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay, yeah, definitely a Taurus. Definitely a Taurus.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why it's just like
I get the same feelings. Like Leos, they give off a vibe. Only except for my sister. Aries give off her type of vibe.
What is my vibe?
I don't know. Sometimes you can just sense people's auras. Like you got a reddish type aura. I don't know what it is.
Sure.
Red.
Yeah, definitely red.
Interesting.
Like
and then
reddish.
Virgos, my mom's a Virgo. They're all the same.
My brother's a Virgo.
Sag is all the same.
What about Geminis? My mom's
I don't really know about the
Gemini.
My mom's a Gemini.
Gemini, it just really just depends on what's your experience. Like I have a friend that's a Gemini, and it's like you only get two sides of them, and like one side you really love, and the other side is just like you gotta put them on a time limit because I feel like if I just stay like around him too long, it's like we're gonna fight. If like we don't like it's just love the dude. It's just you gotta put a time limit. Okay, like an hour, I good. Let's just touch base like some other time because he's gonna overstep some kind of boundary, and then I have to check on whether if I have to react to it or not. Like that's the test with Gemini. And everything, but it's just like that's just how it is. Like Virgos, I don't know. Virgos are kind of like workaholics to a certain degree. Like there's like a certain workaholic sense. Everything is just it's done. Gets kind of done till they have to do certain things a certain type of way, and that can be like, and that's like it can be very much a backdrop for them too. Because like you can't just do everything for yourself, and then like you fuck up on your own. Like you could have asked for help, and then it's just like But hey, that's where all the Michael Jacksons and Beyonces come from. So it's just you can't sleep on that work ethic. Yeah, like I'm an Aquarius and I'm a Libra rising and Libra moon. And
you guessed he was an Aquarius.
Yeah,
right?
No, because he said it correct. I said
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just like I'm kind of detached, but it's like I mean well and everything, but it's just like at the same time, like, I want to be friendly and stuff, but it's just like I feel like I have a hard time kind of showing it,
I feel that.
to a certain like I want to be like like a helpful person, but
trying to break out that shell.
Yeah, trying to break out that shell. But then there's like my Libra placements too, where I feel like I can be a bit of a people pleaser to a degree. Like there's a charming sense to you, but it's like there's still people pleaser. So it's like that's kind of like my what's that word? I don't want to say maze, but that's my I don't want to say obstacle either, but like that's my journey. I'm gonna say journey. It's kind of pretentious to say journey. I'm gonna just say journey anyway. This journey, but it's like, Would you say like you have like certain personality traits like of a Taurus that's just like, oh yeah, like you're such a Taurus? Or...
Look up the Aries.
I think so. I'm not gonna lie. They say the biggest thing with the Taurus is that we're stubborn, and then apparently every time I say I'm not stubborn, that makes me stubborn. So I don't know. But I don't think I'm that stubborn really. But all the other stuff they say about Taurus, I think is definitely to the T. They always say Tauruses are like to themselves, kind of. Usually pretty like introverted and kind of people pleasers, like very loving and stuff like that, but like at the same time not very talkative at all. Like they're not gonna initiate any interactions unless they're comfortable with you, and that is all usually true about me.
I like how the whole time we're talking about this, Avianna's looking up like stuff about Aries. I need to know. What do people think?
I don't know what an Aries is. I mean, it says bold and ambitious. Like, yeah, that's me. Head first, even to difficult situations. I agree. Passionate, motivated, and confident. Leader who builds community. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I But I am uncomplicated and direct in their approach.
I could have told you without you looking it up. Aries is you. For sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely an Aries.
First thing that pops in the mind in terms of Aries, I don't know, it's Randy Orton. It's just like, I don't know. So you about to RKO somebody? You about to kick someone in the head? Like, what's up?
I love WWE. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
so much.
Now it's like they got the whole AEW thing, and it feels like a lot of people are going in with that too.
They got
a
lot of stuff going on with the wrestling. I don't even.
It's hard to keep up with everything now. It's just like I just have to look at the video clips on YouTube. It's like, okay, my ADHD is not gonna permit me to sit through a whole hour.
Keep up with all the new wrestlers, and I mean now I just know it's fake. Back then when I was a kid, I was fixated that it was real. No one could tell me different.
It looked so fake back then though. Like it was bad. It didn't even look real.
Yeah, but it was like serious. Like I feel like the high point for me was when like when Shawn Michaels and like Chris Jericho was beefing and everything. Like that was like because dude was like
it wasn't even the wrestling. It was really like the
story,
the drama, the beef. Like it was some real stuff. For real.
People was ready to throw hands. Yeah. With music playing as they walked out. Their favorite song.
Wearing tight leggings and boots.
Fighting over a belt with some gold on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's my belt with some gold on it, you bitch. I'm about to beat the hell out you for it.
Oh yeah, that's really how it used to be. They used to be on ladders, throwing people off chairs, and
dude was getting injured.
Tables. It used to be crazy. I remember like Undertaker used to light the table on fire.
I think
choke slam you off that.
Oh yeah,
was
he
it
would
Undertaker?
No, he would choke slam, but I feel like setting tables on fire was like Mick Foley's thing.
Mick Foley, yeah, maybe.
Mick Foley was definitely wild, man.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
Who was my favorite? Yeah. Growing up, I'm gonna have to go with my main favorite was like The Rock and everything, because that was like the first one I actually knew by name and by face, like as a kid and everything. And then it just like, then it's like I would throw in like Kurt Angle was very cool, Stone Cold Steve Austin, obviously, Eddie Guerrero, The Undertaker. It just the list goes on. Like I've been a wrestling fan since a baby, so it's just like like I would actively find people who were bald in public, and I'd be like, "Hey, yo, I saw you at wrestling last time. Oh, ain't you that guy that beat up that other guy?" I didn't even know like the names. But, yeah, my mom had to literally yank me by the ear, so you can't just be going up to people to be like, "Yeah, I saw you fight this other person." But
look at you sideways.
No, really though. But it's just like, all right. So we're getting close to the hour mark and everything, but we got to really touch base on some other things. So from what I understand, y'all basically met in college, correct?
Yeah.
And it was like Winthrop. That sounds like a PWI name, so I'm assuming you went to a PWI.
Oh no, for undergrad we went to Queen's University of Charlotte.
100% a PW.
Private school in the heart of Myers Park.
Which is the richest neighborhood in Charlotte for you.
Yeah, it is. It's $50,000 a year.
Yeah. Oh wow, that sounds expensive.
It
was expensive. I mean, I had scholarships, so I had a full ride, but Queens is very expensive. They do have a really good College of Business. I also like the psychology department. You like the
sports management, yeah.
Sports management, yeah. I think overall it's like a really good school, but obviously you don't need a private education to be educated. Yeah. It just so happened that we had scholarships and different interests within the school. Yeah. But it is definitely a really good school, has good resources just because of where it is. Yeah.
Okay. For sure. And I know you pretty much met at Queens Grand High School, and like, wait, you went the whole 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you feel about Queens Grand? I mean, would you say it was like a whatever experience, or
it was okay.
It was weird, is what she meant. It was very, very weird.
I mean, it was okay. I was an athlete. I waited for us to get track my sophomore year. I did sports, cross country, track, and basketball. I did not do basketball all 4 years, but I did track those 3 years. I won states twice for discus. Really, I just did sports. I just tried to do the best I could so then I could go to college for sports, got a scholarship, and I achieved my goal, so I thought it was pretty successful.
Yeah, but in regards to like the whole social sense, it was just like, man, whatever. Everyone was like, whatever. You see how her face is? Because they're so weird at Queens Grand. Like, I get people off for Queens Grand. How's your Queens Grand? It's like everyone has a stank face. It's like,
I mean, it's different. The way it's kind of designed, like it's a couple of modules. I called it the trailer park, but it's modules. It was 5 of them, right? I mean, it's just kind of laid out.
Where
For a lot of people,
it was behind a fire.
Behind a fire
department, and near in Matthews. Yes, okay. It basically looked like a.
Don't know where it is.
I mean,
you probably drove past it and didn't realize it was there. And like it was just it was people would kind of like refer to it it had a relative sense to how it looked presentation wise to a plantation. And it probably didn't help that our principal at the time wore a sun hat and had a West Virginia accent.
It did. It used to be a golf course, right?
No, it used to be a country club.
Okay, well, close. But I mean, I like Mr. Swartzlander.
Great.
Yeah, I talk to him sometimes. I like Miss De La Mora. Loved her. My Spanish teacher, best Spanish teacher out there. She's from Colombia.
Didn't have her.
I talk to her sometimes still. Miss Hargett was good.
Miss Van Dusen / Miss Sinclair is one of my favorites. For sure.
Never had her.
Sad.
I had Coach Forsyth. He was my fave. I literally had him one time, but I was always in his classroom. Coach Carr, he was okay. I took him for AP U.S. History because I don't like history, so I took that. I see him, or I used to see him sometimes at track meets.
Yeah, Mr. Carr was great. I like Mr. Carr.
And Miss McDonough. Oh, I loved her. Yeah.
Didn't have her again?
She was wonderful.
All the teachers I like, you never had. Except Mr. Carr.
Well, yeah, like I didn't take... What'd you take, Greek?
No, I took Latin. I took
Latin.
I had Mr. Hankel. Mr. Hankel was cool.
Yeah, no, never had him because I was like, why do I need to know this? So I took Spanish instead.
I mostly kept that class because of the people that are in the class.
No, like, yeah, I remember everyone that was in that class definitely was pretty cool. But then I was like, I mean, why not just take Spanish? So.
Yeah, so like the Queen's Grand experiment was kind of meh. It was meh.
It was alright.
It was very meh.
It was different. I was happy to get up out of there, I tell you that.
No, seriously, bro. Like, you needed to get the hell. But really getting around away from certain circles of people was pretty much, that's like the true graduation, I feel like. No, really. I know she's trying her best not to say anything derogatory.
No,
they don't have to.
I graduated, and I don't think I talked to a single person that I graduated with.
Thank God. You made the right decision. I feel like I really should have just left that circle alone. I saw a lot of them at CPCC. I'm like, okay, well, this is a new environment. Yeah, I can keep around the same old faces. Bad decision. Very, very bad decision. Yeah. I regret it to this day.
I mean, I feel like just me growing up in Charlotte, though, like I see someone that I know every single place that I go, whether it was from like the 5th grade, 10th grade, like I see someone all the time. So I just go places and I see people, whether they're from like QG or not. So
yeah, it's very, very tight knit out here in Charlotte and everything. But I know you're going to grad school, but you're not going to grad school like at Queen's University. You're going to Winthrop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How's that experience?
Winthrop's okay. I started off as a GA, which like I totally recommend being a GA, but it definitely would help if you live right there in that area. I commute from Charlotte to Rock Hill, so it's about 40 minutes up, 40 minutes back, so that's a lot. But I mean, I'm a GA. I'm not really involved on campus simply because I'm busy. Like, I have internship, take classes. I was a GA. Like, next year I'll be interning at the VA, then taking classes. I might join the track team. So I don't know. Grad school is just different. You're not really as involved as you are in undergrad simply because why? Like, I'm 23. But if they had a football team, I probably would be because I like football. This is like my 3rd school I've been to with no football, which really sucks. Like, QG had no football, Queens didn't have football, and Winthrop doesn't have football. So that's why I was excited that Bryce was a football coach, and I literally would go to every single game because I was like, I'm not about to miss out on football because obviously Panthers is expensive. So, yeah. I mean, college is cool. You're there to get a piece of paper. You pay money to get that piece of paper, but it's, I guess in the end, for what I want to do, I need to do that, so it's rewarding.
Okay, well, that's cool. Now, how do you describe like your college experiences and stuff of that nature, sir?
Mine was cool. Yeah, I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, I had a pretty good time. I usually always gravitate towards like the jocks. I'm not gonna say I'm a jock. I'm definitely not. But ever since high school, I played sports my whole life. So my friends are always like, the people who are always gravitated towards more people. So immediately, like, when I got to Queens, I met like all the basketball players, literally. Like the best basketball player on the team, we became like best friends. And then from there, I had a bunch of friends, really. And then it just so happened freshman year, they put us all right next to each other in the same dorm. So it was like a party every day. But I've always been one to get my work done. Like my mom, she don't play that. So, I always get through. Like I'm not going to fail no classes. But I like to enjoy my time at the same time. So I thought college was pretty cool. I started off with lacrosse. Yeah, the coach left that recruited me, so I wasn't going to get no scholarship. So then literally the next day, the track coach hit me up, had a meeting. He said I could work up to get a scholarship. And then I did track, and then I met two more of some of my best friends that I'm still really close friends with on the track team. And then I fell in love with throwing hammer for a little bit. And then got some coach changes. I had to make some decisions, and I ended up not doing track my senior year. But still by then I was, kind of just growing and learning how to, what do you say?
Senioritis.
Yeah, I had the senioritis, but I was learning how to do things on my own. I was, the adulthood stuff, it sucks, so I had to make some decisions. But overall, I thought my college experience was cool because I have a bunch of friends from there that I wouldn't ever regret from, ever.
That's really cool and everything. Yeah, I went to an HBCU and that changed my life. I was like, dang.
Wish I went to HBCU.
I mean,
I almost did. I almost went to Hampton.
Definitely something that I don't want to say, you missed out on, because I don't want to shit on like your college experiences or nothing. But it's like, to tell the truth, it really wasn't so much about the partying that really made it like great for me. Like, because I usually struggled because I usually went to predominantly white institutions and everything. Not trying to say it was a problem. I'm just saying my grades were shit there, and my grades were amazing in HBCUs. So like, who's really the problem here? I mean, I'm just saying, I always had support and everything. I had the Men's Achievement Center who really helped me through getting my, because you had to graduate with a certain number of community service hours, and they really helped me with that. They gave me community. I was like a dude that would like pull up to like poetry slams and jams and stuff like that. That was my main thing. And stuff of that nature, everybody was cool. You can have friends that are like in Greek, and you can have friends who are like athletes, and you can have friends that are like potheads, and you have friends that end up getting kicked out because they were doing too much pot.
Yeah.
But yeah, HBCU, it was just cool. It's just like, even when you don't really might know somebody like that, it's always like positive and fun vibes. Like, it's like a family type thing. So when you see them at a homecoming, I can't wait to pull it back for homecoming. That's going to be amazing. But it's like, yeah, it's always positive, and like the parties were obviously lit, obviously, I don't know how I got home, so a lot of the times it's just like, I'm pretty sure my vision was way too blurry. But it's like, things was hot, things was amazing for sure. And it's cool that, so y'all both in grad school right now?
I am not in grad school. I'm looking to get into it. I actually applied to Winthrop and a few other schools. Just waiting to hear back, really.
Oh, yeah.
Just so that if I ever am in a position where I could start like my own business, or like even like go in a higher position where I could start managing like a school program or a team on like a college level, then I could do that with the HAVA certifications.
Oh, that would be mostly lit. And like, you're pretty much in grad school right now?
Yeah, I'm on like summer break right now. I just have one more year, and then I graduate in May of 2023.
That is cool. I'm trying to get into grad school and everything. I had to take some time off this year because I had a whole lot of stuff I had to get situated in Charlotte before I bounced. Because my father lives around D.C., so I'm trying to move to D.C. so I could be able to go to Howard for grad school and everything. That's my main thing. I'm trying to go to Howard for business. That would be amazing.
That in-state tuition.
Yeah, that's another thing that's gonna get in my way. And plus, it's like $123 just to apply, and then you had to like do like 2 essays. I think, yeah, it's a lot, So it's like, but I think they can make some kind of exception. My dad works for the hospital at Howard University, so it's like,
you should be able to get that waived. For sure.
Yeah, probably.
No, for real though, because I really do. Because it's like, school really wasn't my thing, and it's just like, it's just like I just feel like that's just like now like my thing is going to school, and I just can't see myself without a doctorate now, just because of all the success I've had in an HBCU. Because I wanted every achievement I get, I wanted it to be because the HBCU gave me that opportunity, to switch up, So it's just like that's just me trying to honor them in a sense. So it's just like just stuff of that nature. So I can't really see myself without a master's and a doctorate. So if I gotta make it happen, I gotta make it happen. But let's see if I can make it happen in my 20s. That's for damn sure.
Oh
yeah. Yeah,
I'm hoping I can do the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the doctorate part though. I'm good off that one. That's too much school for me.
Can't get enough schooling, man. It's just everyone's limit's different. But hey, as long as we're all being transparent. But yeah, this is a damn good episode. Cause I haven't done this for like 2 weeks. Like I've been through so much stuff. Like I was sick for like a while. I'm still good. I want to let you know. Like, I'm good. And it's just like, it's just stuff of that nature. So it's just like to think I can really hop back onto this. This is my first episode. I'm trying to see if I can hit 10 before the end of the month somehow, some way. I don't know how, but I'm trying to make it happen. So it's like for y'all to really donate y'all time to come out, especially you don't even know me from nowhere.
I just met you. You're pretty cool. You're a good talker for real.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, it's just something that just became a part of me. The whole Mental Threads podcast. She's seen the logo. You've seen the logo on my page, right? Pretty darn good logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really just an idea, and the next thing you know is I put on my vision board, and next thing it's just this is like my 65th. That makes sense. 65th. No one ever says 65th. I've never heard that used in a sentence. This is my 65th chicken nugget. Like it's just I don't know. Yeah, my 65th episode. I'm trying to shoot for 150 episodes, so it's just like for y'all to really hop on, really reinvigorate me to get me back into the whole situation. I thought I was falling off for a while. I really do appreciate that. And even with Avianna, I haven't seen Avianna in like how long?
2016.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Right?
No, really. It was probably 2016, and the year is 2022. So like that's a time capsule right there. So it's like if you buried something right there, and I was like, damn, it's been that long.
Yeah.
It's just something to keep in mind. So like I appreciate Avianna for hopping in. Definitely want to check out her candle shop if you want to restate it again.
Yeah, it's Truly by John A on Instagram. It's Truly Candles, and I have an awareness page, which is Truly by John A. So go check that out.
Yes, awareness page, candles, and she a social worker. Is there anything she can't do? I don't know. Is there anything you can't do? You speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to respond C. That's how you flex. that was a layup.
See?
Yeah. C. Yeah, you see that? Okay, anyway. Thanks again, Mr. Bryce. What's your name?
Bryce Marcelin.
Still sounds like Italian food, so like I know what I'm gonna eat today.
It might be French. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, French, Haitian.
It's
Yeah.
from Haiti.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, you're from Haiti then. So.
I am not, but both my parents are. I've been there a few times.
You're Haitian then. Like what? I'm Liberian. Both my parents are from Liberia. Instagram name, Liberian Toast Crunch. You know where it's at. All right. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for hopping on again. That's it for the Mental Threads podcast. That is episode 65, about to be uploaded, I think, today. What's today's date?
20?
The 20th, May 20th. Yes, the 20th of May, 2022. Thank you very much for signing in. We are sewing out. You got any final words?
Follow me on Instagram, b_easy_m with a Z.
All right, say that again because it was pointed to Avianna.
Oh. So follow me on Instagram, b_easy with a Z_m.
Okay. And
have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening and joining us.
Yes. Thank you again. We are sewing out. Thank you very much.